So look, I am challenging you to make $10,000 in the next 30 days. The clock is ticking and you have no time to waste. In fact, the longer you wait to get started, the more you delay the moment you finally make it. Now, since it's probably the first time you and I meet, why should you listen to me? My name is Fred and I'm an entrepreneur from a lower middle class background. I went from having only $400 to my name over 5 years ago to making upwards of $1,000 a day at only 21, selling services and consulting online. My goal is to share with you everything you need to know to make your first $10,000 online and in 30 days. Look, every day I have lots of people who come to me because they need my help. And so sometimes I ask people, how long has it been since you're thinking about starting your own business so you can become financially free? And some people tell me they've been thinking about it for 6 to 12 months now, but they're still stuck at the stage where they just overthink everything, even though they know what they want. For some reason, they just can't take action. The truth is, a lot of people unknowingly retreat to fine. So what do I mean by that exactly? Currently, you might be pretty dissatisfied with your life situation. Maybe currently, you're studying for a degree that you couldn't care less about, or you work a 9-to-5 job that clearly doesn't fulfill you. It only helps you to pay your bills, your taxes, and a bit of fun on the side, but it's not that much. You know you could do better. You know there's so much more abundance out there. And even though you want more out of life, a part of you is still too comfortable to go ahead and get started. 5 years ago, I'll be honest with you, that was the situation I was in. I was genuinely in so much pain because of so many reasons. I was depressed, I was lonely because I was single and I wanted somebody to share my life with, and I was so anxious to the point I couldn't even leave my parents' house to go for a walk in the fucking neighborhood. Like, do you realize how anxious I was? That's how bad it was. And at the time, because it was the summer vacations and with my family we were broke, we couldn't afford to go on nice vacations to explore different countries like I would hear these rich kids do at school. No, instead, we'd spend the whole summer break in the house and it was super hot because we didn't have any AC, so basically we'd be watching TV in our underwear. Like, it was just pathetic. And because it got so warm, especially at night, I would often go to the basement to sleep with the rats. Like, I'm not joking. I would put some herbs around my bed because I thought that it would keep the rats from biting me, and I even turned the lights on. And so growing up, the only entertainment we had, like I said, was just pretty much watch TV all day and just do nothing. And even though I was in so much pain because being broke sucked so much and I was dealing with many personal issues at the time, the truth is I was comfortable in my shitty situation. It was painful, but not painful enough to actually force myself to take action and to do whatever it took to succeed. It's like, you know, sometimes people are in very shitty toxic relationships, but for some reason they stay with the abuser. So from the outside looking in, you could wonder, why don't they just break up with that person? Do they like getting abused? Well, that's because a lot of the time the brain much prefers familiarity over the unknown, even if what you're familiar with is literally the same thing that is ruining your life. So I've learned the hard way that change only happens when the pain of staying the same is much greater than the pain of change. Let's look at it this way. If you were to put your hand on a red hot stove, wouldn't you remove it immediately? Of course you would, because the pain is far too unbearable. You can't possibly tolerate it. But for some reason, so far, you've been able to tolerate the shitty situation you're in. You don't like it, but it's not painful enough for you to take action and to change it. You've been able to tolerate not making as much money as you'd like, being underpaid and undervalued, treated like shit at work. That's what I witnessed with my father growing up. And because he was dissatisfied with his life, he'd often be depressed, alcoholic, violent, we'd often get into heated physical and verbal arguments, so it wasn't a good environment to grow up in. And that's why, at the beginning of this video I told you, my goal is to give you a game plan to make your first $10,000 online within the next 30 days. Because if you never set a clear deadline, or you tell yourself, I might not achieve it in 30 days, but at least I'm going to give it everything I've got, I'm going to try my hardest, then guess what? Nothing will change. In 30 days from now, you will still be in the same shitty situation, and most likely in 12 months from now, you will still be in that same shitty situation. I speak to a lot of people every day, every week, and a lot of people, they keep procrastinating. They want to become financially free, start a business, but they just keep pushing it down the line. But guess what happens to these people? They never become financially free, they never take action, and they stay miserable because they tolerate it. I know people like that. My father was like that. So growing up, I've seen what the pain of regret does to a man. It's worse than anything, because the only thing holding yourself back is literally yourself. Urgency creates massive action. People who take action now and quickly get the best results. If we take two people, let's say they both want to become strong and muscular. One watches a few YouTube videos, they start taking action. The other spends all of his time reading books, watching YouTube videos, but he never does anything. Which one is going to get the best results? The one who takes action the fastest. It's obvious. And believe me, I would know. I'm a massive perfectionist, a massive overthinker. So it took me a while to overcome that side of myself and to become a massive action taker. But nowadays I think, okay, I act immediately. I try new strategies immediately. I don't have any time to waste. The longer you wait to get started, the more you're just delaying the moment you finally become successful. If you want to discover how I went from struggling financially, only having $400 to my name over 5 years ago, to making upwards of $1,000 a day at only 21, selling services and consulting, I've recorded a free video in which I share with you the step-by-step process I used. That way, you can literally just copy me. The link will be in the description. Or, if you're committed to becoming financially free, building your business, you can directly book a free call with me or my team and we'll see if we can help you. The most important phrase I've ever heard in my life was probably producers make money while consumers spend money. Growing up, I wanted to be successful so bad because I wanted to finally be able to enjoy life, go out, have fun, travel, see the people I love. I wanted to be successful so badly because I wanted to finally enjoy life, to have real hobbies, to do the things I wanted, to have more time for myself, and I also wanted to provide for my family. And sometimes it would happen that I would see a supercar on the highway, and every time I would be in awe. I would think, who's driving it? What do they do for a living? How can they afford to spend $300,000 on a car that's more expensive than my parents' house? And what I've noticed is that people typically walk through life with their eyes closed. And nowadays, with the internet and social media, opportunities are literally everywhere. As we speak, there are some 15-year-olds, some 20-year-olds making $20,000 per month with their agencies, and you've never even heard of them. And I'm not even that much older in reality, which is why the thing you need to become obsessed with if you want to improve your financial situation and finally obtain the abundance you've always dreamed of is to become a producer. So what do I mean by that exactly? Well, instead of watching Netflix, of entertaining yourself, of spending most of your time playing video games, you need to produce value for other people. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying you can't play your favorite games with your friends. I'm not saying you can't watch movies, but the thing is, you need to have your priorities in the correct order. I believe in working hard, but also in playing hard, because what would be the point of making so much money if you just spend most of your time working and you never actually enjoy life? There wouldn't be much point. We do things differently here. We're willing to work harder than most people so we can afford a higher quality of life than 99% of people will ever experience. So producing could be something like making content, reaching out to potential customers, taking sales meetings, closing leads, providing services to customers, etc. If I had to simplify making money online in only 3 steps, here is exactly what I would say. First, you need to get traffic, meaning you have to put your offer in front of as many potential customers as possible, because you could offer the best product or service in the world, but if nobody knows that you have something to offer in the first place, you won't make a single cent. Then what comes after that is sales. You need to pitch enough people to make your monthly desired income. And when you sell services or consulting, you can charge anywhere from $500 up to $5,000 per customer, and it depends on what you sell and who you sell it to. So let's say you offer a service or consulting for $2,000. With only 5 customers, you're now making $10,000 per month. If you can help somebody to overcome an addiction that's ruining their lives, that's a very powerful transformation you can help people to accomplish, and people would be willing to pay a lot of money for that. If you can make a business an extra $20,000 per month, don't you think they would be willing to pay you $2,000 per month for your services? Of course they would, because it's a huge return on investment. And finally, you need service delivery. You need to help your customers get what they want. Typically, you can do that in 3 different ways. Let's say you're a personal trainer and you help people to get in shape. You can't do it for them directly. You can't lose the weight for them or put the reps in the gym for them. However, you can show them how it's done and keep them accountable. So that's consulting, teaching people what you know and helping them to achieve an outcome. But what if you don't have anything to teach at the moment? Well, you can sell services instead, and you can do that in 2 different ways. The first way is to sell services that you personally have the skills to deliver yourself. Let's say you're very good at video editing or building websites. You could provide that as a service for your customers. Now, what happens if you don't have any experience or skills? What should you do? You can sell any service, even if you don't know how to deliver that service yourself. And the way you would do that is by leveraging remote contractors. That's literally what CEOs all over the world do. They hire employees to do the work for the customers. The CEO is just the one who manages everything. They're not in the trenches every day doing the work themselves. And the advantage of using contractors is that unlike employees, you don't have to pay them when they're, let's say, on holiday or for sick days. You only pay them after a customer paid you. So you never risk spending money out of pocket. You basically act as a middleman and you keep a part of the profits. You connect buyers and consumers. Some people say, oh, but that's not a legitimate business model. While these same people, they rent Airbnbs, they buy articles on Amazon, and that's the exact business model these huge companies are utilizing. Airbnb doesn't have any hotels, any rentals. They connect buyers and consumers. And most of the products you'll find on Amazon, they're not sold by Amazon directly. They're sold by third-party vendors. This is the new way of making money online. And it's with this business model, consulting, that I was able to have my first $1,000 a day in sales at only 21. So look, you need to make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos on how to make more money, but doing that won't earn you more money. Or if you're committed to becoming financially free, building your business, you can directly book a free call with me or my team and we'll see if we can help you. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.